Hello everyone! Today I'm going to talk to you about how we can join SQL tables together and what type of joins there are available for us to use. So for this tutorial I have downloaded the Stack Overflow 2010 database, which you can download for free and install in the way that I showed you in tutorial number 3. So to give you a really quick overview of the different types of joins that are available in SQL, I just quickly googled SQL joins to get you a diagram, and you can also obviously have a look at this for yourselves later on if you want to. So just starting in the middle of this diagram here, with the inner join, which you can just write as join in your SQL statement. You don't have to specify the word inner. So what this will provide you with is the intersection of the results from both tables. So just to put an example to this, let's have a look here at the users table. So this shows us the users that are registered on Stack Overflow. And if I wanted to see which posts each user has posted, then I would have to join this table to the posts table. So if I look over here, I can see that there is a column called owner user ID, which I know maps to the ID column of the user table here. So what I would need to do to write this out is I will just alias this column here, and I'm just going to put b.id because I know that that's what the field is called, and I'm just going to alias my users table as A. So I'm using this alias A here just for the reason that every time I reference the table, I no longer will have to type the whole name of the table. I can just write a dot. Okay, so I'm just going to write here join and drag over posts into here, and we'll alias that B, and then I'm going to write on a dot ID equals b dot, and I'll drag over owner's user ID there because I know that these are the two that match. If I run this now, this is going to return all of the users here and the posts that they have written. I'll just stop that because that will run for a long time. But if I scroll down here, you can see the results of this better. So hopefully that will make sense to you. It's just returning all of the users there that have written a post. Okay? So going back over to the diagram, let's have a look now over at the left join in the top left here. So what this will show us is all of the records on the left side of the join, whether or not they have a corresponding record in the joining table. So I've probably picked a rubbish example here to try and show you this one. So I think if I count the records, that will make it easier for you to see the count difference here. So I'm just going to change this join here to left join, because what we're saying here is that we want all of the results from users, whether or not they have written a post. So if I run these two together, we should find that we get more records coming back within the left join than we get in the inner join, and that's because the inner join is only wanting users that have written a post, whereas the left join wants all of the users whether or not they have written a post. And that is reflected here in the counts. So this will become much clearer in the next example, but I hope that that does make sense. So going back over onto our diagram, the next one here is just a tweak on the left join, and what we're going to be looking at here is a left join where the join clause does not exist. So what that's saying with our example there is all of the users who do not have a matching entry in the posts table. So this is going to show us the ones which will make up the count difference between the join and the left join here. So actually if I take these counts here and -1 from the other, this will highlight it better to you when the results from our next query equals the same thing as these. So I'll just do this here. So now I'm just going to write the exclusion on here. So what we want here is where B owner user ID is null. So as I said, this is basically looking for users who have not written a post. So where their owner user ID does not exist, joining onto their user ID in the posts table here. Now I'm hoping that this will return 36995 records, and it does, so that's perfect. So these are all the users here who have not written a post, and as you can see it's the same total as the inner join minus the left join, which is just what we wanted to see here. So moving over onto the right side of the diagram, we're looking at right joins here, and they basically just invert the left joins. So where it was showing all of the users who didn't have a post, then now it's going to show all of the posts who do not have a user, which there shouldn't be any. So we can prove this by checking the count against the count of the posts table, and they will be the same, so we'll just check that here. So if I take the count of the posts table and then steal this query here and change that to a right join, I'm hoping that these will equal the same. And they do, and that's a good thing, so we know that the data's correct here. So what this one would be saying here is show us all the posts that don't have a user, and we know that there aren't any there because these counts match, which is good. And the right join where the A key is null works in just the same way as the left join there, but there's probably no point me showing you that because we know that there aren't any posts which don't have a user. So the only other one I'm going to cover off this diagram is a full join. Now this one will return the entirety of both tables, whether there is a match or not. So we would just basically take this and write full outer join, and this is going to return here the full values from both of the tables here. So this will be all of the users, whether or not they have a post, and all of the posts. Well, we know that all of the posts have a user, but we can see here that that is the full intersection of both of the tables. There is another type of join which is not shown in the diagram, which is called a cross join, and that will basically display every combination of records from the two tables. It's often called a Cartesian join. So if I just take I need two smaller tables. Perfect. So if I just take these two smaller tables here and cross join here, let's just do select star from there. Oops. We can see here that is just going to show you there basically every combination of records from the two tables there. We don't have an on clause on here because there is no relationship between the tables, and it just shows you there every possible combination from the two. The reason I picked smaller tables here was because of the size of the users and post table. That would return a lot of records. So yeah, I hope this explained the different joins well. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to add them below. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe to the channel. The next tutorial in this series will be on the union function. So thank you for watching.